Hello. In this video, I'd like to show you how you can use the Ablioconference platform to practice simultaneous translation as an interpreter, either by yourself or with colleagues. But first of all, you'll need to create your own account so that you can manage the sessions. Go to the sign up page, complete the details, create some credentials, and then sign in. On the dashboard on the left, click on the blue button called Team. And since we're going to use this for practicing only, then all we need to do is to set up team members for interpreters. Click on the interpreters and create a new one. Here, I'm giving it a generic name, calling it Test Profile, and assigning it a username and password. Then the language combination, which in this case we can say is English and Spanish, and that needs to be saved. If you're going to be practicing relay with another colleague, then set up a profile for them. Having created the team, you're now ready to create an event or a session. So go back to the dashboard, and on the right hand side this time there's a green button which says create a new event. Open it up and you can call the event My Test. I would suggest when you enter the date you put one far away in advance so that you can do as many tests as possible. Add a country, a place, and then save it. Having saved it, we're back to the main dashboard, and now we need to click on Events on the left-hand side. The event you created will appear there. You need to click on that, and that will take you to the main dashboard for the whole event. Then on the top left-hand side, click on Manage the Event. And there are a whole series of things that need to be managed, but in this instance, because it's a practice, there are only two areas that we need to set up: interpreter booths and interpreters. So first go to the interpreter booth and create one booth with English and Spanish as the combination. And choose in the right-hand side the location to be remote, and then freeze it. Then go to the interpreters area and assign the interpreter, that is yourself, that you created earlier, and anybody else that you wish to join you, assign them to that particular booth. And then freeze both of them. In order to go further, you need to freeze all of the other sessions: venue, media server, Wi-Fi network, audience app. Once they're all frozen, you can then press Go Live. A new dashboard. And on the right-hand side at the bottom, there's a whole box about the source, the speaker source. This is the speaker that you need to translate. And you're going to use a remote source. And in this instance, I'm using a video taken from Wikimedia Commons. I copy the URL there and then go down to that box on the right hand side by remote and copy it into that box. Now I'm set up, ready to have a speaker source. I then go into the middle and click Start Program. So then that video that I'm copying from Wikipedia Commons is now on air. This is the setup for you as the owner and manager of the session. Now click on another tab on your browser and sign in as an interpreter with the credentials that you gave yourself in the beginning, and press Go Live in the interpreter dashboard. And you are now ready to speak and interpret. Just to be clear, in the interpreter dashboard that you need to click View Speaker and then Connect, and then you will be able to start translating, knowing that your voice will be sent to attendees at a conference on the Ablio Audience app. If you have a booth mate or you created other booths, you can also get the other interpreters to be in their booths and to start operate the system as you have just done. You can also ask some friends to launch the Audience app, which they can get onto their smartphone by downloading. It's free from their particular service provider, and they can listen to the translation. We've just been practicing using a pre-recorded video from Wikimedia Commons, but it may be that you've been asked to work with a video conference. Well, in those circumstances, when you're on your dashboard, you don't need to launch the program. What you need to do in those circumstances is to connect to the video conference. Now, in order to practice, set up a separate video conference with some friends, and then go live, go to the interpreter dashboard and practice your interpretation accordingly. Remember at the beginning when we set up the event, we put a date far into the distance. This is because we wanted to use the system for practice. Your session will operate in trial mode, which lasts for 45 minutes and contains an audio watermark on the translation channel. It says this is a test session. This has been introduced to prevent you using the trial session for real business purposes. But you can create as many events and run as many trial sessions as you wish.